Businesses are working hard to maintain the safety, security, and health of their employees and customers. Hello, I'm Chris, and the Morrow government wants to help Morrow businesses during this time as a resource for information and guidance. We have developed this short video to provide you with information on battling the economic effects of the coronavirus and quarantine. Over the next few minutes, we will highlight some of the main features of the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security, or CARES Act, that was signed into law on March 27th to provide relief to the Morrow businesses. The CARES Act provides around $2 trillion in economic relief to schools and other governments, public health organizations, college students, corporations, and individuals. One highlight includes a $560 billion in immediate relief from the IRS to be distributed as early as this month. Most individuals earning less than $75,000 can expect a one-time cash payment of $1,200. Married couples would receive $2,400, with families getting an additional $500 per child. That means a Morrow family of four earning less than $150,000 can expect a refund of $3,400 from the IRS. Your earnings is based on the most recently filed 2018 or 2019 tax returns adjusted gross income. Individuals and families may also get relief from additional unemployment benefits and non-taxable payments from your employer towards student loan debt. And for the first time, these unemployment benefits will apply to self-employed workers such as Uber and Lyft drivers. If you did not file a 2018 or 2019 tax return, the IRS will be providing information at www.irs.gov on how you can receive your payment, even if you did not get a direct deposit for those 2 years. The CARES Act provides $377 billion to small businesses, in addition to the $500 billion going to larger corporations with more than 500 employees, including local airlines such as Delta. The main features for small businesses are emergency grants and a forgivable loan program for small Morrow businesses with 500 or fewer employees. This emergency relief to both large businesses and local Morrow businesses are equally vital to helping Morrow economically remain resilient. Over the remaining portion of this video, though, we're going to focus on what the emergency relief means to smaller Morrow businesses. Key provisions of the CARES Act highlights include that the applicant must certify that the loan is necessary for ongoing operations. You will use the funds to make payroll and important obligations of keeping your business operating, and that you don't already have another pending application. Under the CARES Act, small business loan borrowers will be eligible for loan forgiveness under the Paycheck Protection Program. The loan forgiveness will equal an amount spent by the borrower in an 8-week period after the loan origination date on payroll costs not to exceed $100,000 of annualized compensation per employee. That's important because this program is intended to keep your employees at work, so the amount forgiven will be reduced proportionally by any reduction in the number of employees retained as compared to the prior year. And the proportional reduction in loan forgiveness also applies to reductions in pay of any employee where their pay is also reduced by 25% compared to the prior year compensation. Payments of interest, but not the principal, on any mortgage that was incurred before February 15, 2020, and payment of rent on any lease in force prior to February 15, 2020. And the payment of any utility for which services began before February 15, 2020. The amount forgiven is not considered taxable income to the borrower. This effectively turns your loan into a grant, allowing you to reinvest your loan payments into your company instead of paying back your loan. Any amount still outstanding after the amount forgiven will be repayable over a term not to exceed 10 years. But you must apply to the lender for loan forgiveness with supporting documentation. Do not simply stop making your payments. Some other key provisions include a maximum rate of 4% per year, and the loans will be made by SBA-approved lenders that have delegated authority to make loans without approval from the SBA. This will expedite the application and closing process because for the first time, most banks will be able to issue these loans. In reviewing the application, the lender must evaluate whether the borrower was in business on February 15th and had employees or 1099 contractors during that time. The guarantee fees are being waived, which are typically 2 to 3.75% of the loan. The loans are non-recourse to the borrower, meaning you do not have to guarantee with collateral as you may with other SBA loans. There's no credit elsewhere test either. That is, the borrower does not have to demonstrate that you are unable to secure financing elsewhere before qualifying for the SBA financing. And there are no prepayment penalties. Your first payment will be deferred for at least 6 months and no more than 12 months. The Paycheck Protection Program, authorized by the CARES Act, is made for a qualified business which does not have more than 500 employees, or if the business is in a food service industry, no more than 500 employees at any one location. The loan can be up to $2 million available to certain qualified businesses, and these loans are intended to be forgivable if the borrower maintains employees and otherwise complies with the Act. The prospective borrower should begin immediately in gathering supporting documentation and discussing with lenders the application process. The SBA has announced that these loans can be accepted as early as April 3rd, 2020. We are moving very fast during this pandemic, and the news is updating constantly. Our goal is to provide you with accurate and timely information, but please understand some information may have changed by the time you apply for your relief. Other COVID loan relief efforts are being processed online right now, and we'll talk about those as well. Visit your commercial banking partner for information. Start with a visit to their website to confirm they will be issuing the PPP loans and what their process will be. Some lenders may be taking applications online. The relief is intended to help both you and your employees. The portion of the law is specifically called the Paycheck Protection Program because any portion of the loan used to maintain payroll, keep workers on the books, pay rent, mortgage, or other existing debt will be forgiven, provided your workers stay employed through the end of June. In a short moment, we'll walk you through the steps to complete your online application for economic injury disaster loans. These other loans may be better suited for you, so please choose accordingly. For the PPP loans, the application can be found online. The address of is where you would find a copy of the PPP application. It's a long address, so you may wish to pause the video at this time to write it down or type it out on your computer. And this is what the form would look like when you go to that website. And again, watch online or call your local banking partner for information on submitting an application. For the first time, banks do not have to be pre-qualified SBA lenders to issue these loans. So there's a likely chance your local bank or credit union can work with you directly for the PPP loan. And note, other SBA loans must still follow the normal process and cannot be processed through most local banks. Above is what Chase Bank has announced. Most banks are working to create the application process online to avoid you having to come to a local branch. But again, watch online or call your local bank for updates. Here's a similar example from Truist, which is formerly SunTrust. So your bank may have news too, so please check it out. If the Paycheck Protection Program isn't the right assistance for your business, you can also consider the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, or EIDL. It's important to understand, though, that you're unable to get COVID-19 related loan for both the Paycheck Protection Program, or PPP, and the EIDL for the same expenditures. While the EIDL does not have loan forgiveness, it does have other advantages that may make it more suitable for your business. Here's a comparison chart of the two different programs. The EIDL can be repaid over 30 years instead of just 10. The interest rate is capped at 3.75 instead of capped at 4%. And the amount of the loan of the PPP is capped at $2 million, whereas the EIDL can have up to $10 million. Borrowers may receive a $10,000 emergency cash grant up front that could be forgiven on the EIDL as well. But stop. We want to make sure you understand if you go through today with the EIDL, you won't be able to get another loan that could possibly be forgiven through the PPP for those same expenses. They need to be for different expenditure needs. And even though the EIDL is available today, it may be worth waiting for your bank to offer the PPP if that's a better solution for your business. You can apply for both, but they must cover different financial obligations. Highlights of the EIDL include small businesses up to 500 employees, loans up to $10 million available for certain qualified businesses. The prospective borrowers can begin immediately and even submit their application directly on the SBA's website. That address is sba.gov/funding-programs/disaster-expenses. The relief can be both for you and your employees because they're intended to keep your employees at work. And you can complete your application online and submit it online. So if the EIDL is right for you, the application couldn't be easier. In early March, the Small Business Administration's Disaster Loan Program was extended to all of the small businesses affected by the coronavirus in the city of Morrow. And applying is as simple as visiting the organization's website and following these steps. First, go to sba.gov/disaster/apply-for-disaster-loan. The address is written here on the screen. Step 2, fill out the application and print it. Check Economic Injury, or EIDL, on the form. You'll have to provide information like your organization type, federal EIN, contact information, and personal information related to the business owners. And if you have any questions about the application, you can call customer service at 800-659-2955 or send an email to disastercustomerservice@sba.gov. Step 3. Note the filing requirements on the third page. This is a lot of supporting documentation that you will need to submit your application. The list includes documents like tax information authorization forms, tax returns, personal financial statement, and a schedule of liability listing all your fixed debts. It's important to review the additional information section as well. While you don't have to initially submit these documents when you apply, you may be asked to provide them later. When you're finished filling out the form, print it so that you can sign and scan it next. Scan the application and submit it online with your supporting documents. If you don't have a scanner, you can follow the instructions at the bottom of your website to mail in the application. You may also be able to take a picture of the document and upload it on the site. The SBA encourages you to upload online as it quickens the process. Also, you may visit Morrow City Hall during normal hours and bring the signed application with you, and a representative at City Hall will scan the document for you. Please bring a flash drive, or we can email you the scanned file. Once your application is submitted, a representative from SBA will reach out to you to discuss the funding options and other next steps. This may take some time, several weeks in fact, especially because of an increase in the application related to COVID-19. If you want to check your application status, you can do so by visiting the SBA's disaster loan website and contacting the organization via email or phone at www.sba.gov. Without doubt, these are challenging days for Morrow and our entire nation. Our goal here at City Hall is to be a resource to our local businesses. So please connect with us on Facebook for other important announcements and updates.